Right, today is going to be slightly different. I've got about an hour or so, and today we're mainly going to, well, I'm mainly, not we, is practice some welding. I don't know how to weld. I've got some equipment. I've been practicing in the past and mixed success. The next stage really is to start welding up the panels that have arrived and start cutting out rust, but I'm not going to attempt any of that until I'm fairly confident in what I'm doing and that I'm not going to make matters worse. So I'll be setting things up and giving some thoughts on probably the next stages. I've got some test metal here to mess around with. I'm probably going to have to do this quite a few times. Like I say, last time I tried it was a little bit hit and miss. So this is the last time I tried welding, which was just after the last video really. Now, obviously it is terrible, I'm quite aware of that. So here I cut some 1mm, or probably more than 1mm, slits through and really struggled to weld them up. I started over here where you can see I've been burning holes and making a total mess. And then by the end, I got to here and actually, I know it's really, really horrible, but I did end up welding all the way through. I did have it on the same settings, and I think, well, I don't know, I'm just going to mess around today, so I think the speed was okay. I had it on a slow speed, but I had it on the lowest setting for its power setting, and I actually don't think it was powerful enough. I think half of the problem is that I'm not penetrating enough, and I'm having to leave the rod or the wire on there too long, so bit of trial and error today. I'm going to turn the speed up, turn the speed down and mess around with the power settings. I then cut it in half and totally clamped things together, and actually I think I've had a much better success here. So I can't call it stitching, but I've gone and attacked it in a few places and then went along. You can see it created quite a lot of deflection. But having said that, and it didn't really penetrate all the way through, but I did manage to stick metal back together, so I suppose a part of the objective's done. So the equipment I've got is this. My dad got me this a few years ago. It's pretty much unbranded. I've got some instructions down there. It hasn't really got too many settings. You've got the wire speed there, and then you've got a minimum and maximum and 1 and 2. So you've really got sort of 4 settings. It doesn't really give you much guidance on what that means, so I'm just trying to trial and error with it really, and I'll continue with the practicing for a little while. And when it comes to the plan of action, you know, it is quite daunting what needs to be done, but you need to break it down, I guess, into sections. So I think I will start with this tie plate because it's got a lot of templating on it for the other pieces, so start with that, then the extension of it, then the domed wing, and then the flat inner wing, I guess. You can see through here this sort of internal plate will need doing. I did also notice that the flat inner wing needs tucking behind this cover piece here. So I don't know how easy that's going to be to do, but it probably needs doing, which I'm nervous about. I have bought some plate to brace up the B post with. That will be arriving in the next couple of days. I will imagine once we take that off we'll see a lot more rust and need to order up some more panels and things. I am quite nervous about it all. I think a lot of this will need replaced. Well, look at it. It's like something out of Star Wars. So yeah. Anyway, before we can even worry about any of that, probably best I actually learn how to weld. So I'll be doing a few shots. I'll set up and then let you know how I'm getting on. Pretty much set up. Got my workbench here. Got my workmate here. What I'm going to do first is just cut this into pieces. So I've got some smaller bits to practice on. I also want to try and practice the plug welding, the equivalent to spot welding with a MIG. So let's see. But first I'm going to probably just try some laps and just mess around a little bit. sensible place for the ground. Should be fine. Something I do want to do actually before I try anything is just see if the wire is at a good speed or the right tension really. Yeah, that's how it should be. So it needs to be, hold it back but not much. That's where I'm at with it, which is great. Let's get some snips. Just to cut the wire down. If you don't know anything about welding, then unless I'm pressing the trigger and it's activated with the earth, there's no risk of electrocution. I've got some protective spray here, which helps, certainly for someone like me, will help keep all the snots and damage away from the nozzle. Doesn't need much. Right, I think we're in a fairly good position. What I'm going to do, so the first welds were on minimum 1. I'm going to put it onto minimum 2 now to see if we have any better luck. So let's see how we get on. Oh dear. So I can see that just totally burnt through. I can see why it's not clamped together very well. So it's just blasting the top one. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll bring the camera over in a bit, but we've got a few interesting welds. Interesting, probably not right. I think we might have some welds, is probably a better thing to say. None of them are good, but welds nevertheless. Let's have a look. Yeah, actually, the first couple were okay. Well, they're not okay, they're welds. Right, let's keep going. Helps if you switch it on. Oh, miss. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this clamp around a bit, and then I've got a little bit more to get onto there. I mean, there's some really mixed results. But I do think this power setting is probably better. Might turn it. Do I need to turn it down? I don't know if I need to turn it down. I'll keep going. I will turn it down one. Right, I think I've not messed it up, but I've got as much on there as I think I can. I mean, it's stuck together, I think. Let's take these clamps off and then get the camera over. Right, so yeah, I mean, it's appalling, but it's not too hot. It's together. I'm quite pleased with this little bead here. I don't think it's the best. So where I've put these large holes, that's with the higher setting, and you can see there. And actually, I think maybe the lower setting is the way to go. I don't know what it's like on the other side. I haven't looked. See if there's any kind of penetration. Ooh, right. The big reveal. Oh, you're not going to know, are you? Because it's lapped. What I might do actually is go on that side now, and then a bit more practice. I'm going to switch the camera off. Just spend some time messing around with things and just let you know how I got on at the end, really. So I think it was a relative success. So I've gone down this side again here. So I flipped it over and gone down here. Now, it really is super apparent that when you have a gap, it just burns holes and makes a mess. So that is a big lesson learnt here. But I still got a couple of, so I went along here, spot. That's okay. Now here I was just messing around. So I'd burnt holes in, where are we looking? Here previously. So I just messed around. I mean, I'm going to burn holes. It's a total shambles, obviously, and I had loads of flux and mess, so it wasn't bonding well. But I was just seeing if I could close the holes up. I did. And I'm not going to do this on the car, but it's just, again, just keep getting your eye and seeing what we can do. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is cut this piece off, drill some holes in and see if we can mess around with some plug welds. You can obviously hear the dogs in the background. I need to get them in. That's probably what I'm going to really do tonight. Want to have a busy day, want to relax a bit. But I do want to just try a couple of these plug welds because I think on the seam here, that will need to be plug welds because you can see they go together flat, so that goes on the back of there. And looking at how it is, I think that's how it was done. Yeah, there you go. You can see some, sorry for the bitten fingers, you can see some spot welds. And there. So I think this bit here is original. I don't know, I ain't got a clue. Could all, but I don't know, probably not. I don't know, still don't know. Anyway, so that's why I need to do it, because that's how it's fixed together. And the best way to, and the strongest way to do that with a MIG welder is to plug weld. Looks like they're every 2 inches, which I'll try and replicate. And this, I have no idea how that was kept together. Probably, I reckon it was all probably spot welded in the Crawley factory. Was it Crawley or was it Longbridge? Longbridge? I can't remember where these bloody built. Longbridge, I think. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to have to probably do, again, plug welds onto there. Let's pick up this piece. Either from the inside or the outside. But either way, yeah, a lot of thoughts needed. It's complicated. I am dreading getting around here and seeing what we need to do here. Yeah, there's nothing there, is there? It's all just full of rust. Ooh, hello. I used to be structural. I'm not anymore. I'm just decades and decades of corrosion and oxidation. Sorry, it's gone a bit mad. All right. Needs to be done though. Drilled a few holes. Battery's running low, so it's all I'm probably going to really try tonight. See if we can get these ones spot welded on, or plug welded, should I say. And let's just see what the results are like. From what I've seen, you need to start in the middle, and you sort of need to weld the bottom plate into the top plate, not the top to the bottom. So let's see. Alright, so it's all clamped together. I'm going to do one at a time. I think they're as close as I can get them. Well, I'll move it back a little bit so it's less bouncy. And let's see how we get on. Alright, so I think I'm fairly pleased with it. It seems, I think it's welded, so we'll find out together. So there's another one under here. I don't think this one's so good. It's quite difficult to see where the wires are coming out and hitting, so I'll put the lamp quite close. And even then, it's quite tricky. So let's just see how we got on. Let's take that off. Well, it didn't fall off, did it? So that's a start. So, yeah, it should be the only thing keeping it on. Oh, that's great. I'm really pleased with that. I'm really pleased with that. That's quite remarkable. I don't know if that's good in sort of the world of welding, but in the world of first tries, that seems quite reasonable to me. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're looking for. There's no burn holes. It's gone straight through. I think we've done all right. Well, that's encouraging, isn't it? That's given me a bit more confidence to, go for that seam and maybe that bottom one on the domed edge. That's bolted together on the end. I think I'm fairly comfortable to get certainly the first few bits and pieces. There's a lot more practice. I mean, I don't think I've accomplished it, and I'm now a master craftsman, so there's quite a lot more to do, and I will be practicing off camera quite a lot. So I think that's all I'm going to attempt today, really. Maybe a bit tomorrow. I don't know if I'll film for that or not. I just want to practice. Really, the next big thing will be chopping out that wing, or certainly the tie plate, setting that all together. I don't know when I'll be doing that, maybe in the next week or so. I would like to do it the next week, otherwise I'll start to lose momentum. But now it's probably about time to sit down and watch Gladiators with my 11-year-old, like I did. So, thanks so much. Maybe see you again.